What's up, guys? Sorry I've been away for so long, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy Big Bank Frank, not Big Bang Frank. I know some some of y'all misheard it or whatever. I don't know. That old mic sucks, so I can understand y'all mishearing on that whack ass mic. But this one should be better. So let me know what y'all think in the comments or whatever. We're just gonna get into the story. Sorry I've been gone, you know what I'm saying? But fuck it, we're just jumping in the story. It is what it is, right? So I had uh I had an uncle, right? He was my dad's brother. I was super fucking close to him, you know. I was as close with him as I am to my dad, right? And out of everybody in my family, everybody out of literally everybody in my family, my extended family, whatever, he's the only one who lived the same kind of lifestyle as me. Everybody else went to college, got degrees, and all that whack ass shit. But my uncle was the only one who kept it real like me. You know what I'm saying? So he passed away like 3 years ago. He passed away 3 years ago. Yeah. So, but I was super close to him. You know, I was just as close to him as I was to my dad. You know, he passed away 3 years ago. Like I want to say like 2 months after I got to the free world. You know, so at least I got to go to his funeral. But anyways, I'm gonna tell. It's actually two stories in one, right? It's a little backstory about how I got addicted to opioid pills, and then it's a story that my uncle told me, right? So it's gonna be a backstory about me and my uncle, and then yeah, a backstory about me and my uncle and his accident, how he got uh, hit by a car, and then and it's gonna be a story that he told me, that a story that always stuck with me, right? So let's get into it. Right? One day I'm out with my friends, and we're fucking smoking blunts, we're taking bong hits, we're just super high, right? And like at this time, I don't really. I tried other things besides weed, but most of the time I just smoke weed. You know what I mean? Like maybe like once or twice a year I might take a Xanax pill or something, but most of the time I'm just smoking weed. I might do a couple lines of coke like once or twice a year, but most of the time at this point I'm just smoking weed, right? That is at least for right now, right? That would change very quickly, but so, sorry I keep moving around. Um, So, anyways, I'm hanging out with my friends. We're blazing. You know what I'm saying? We're smoking top notch dank. I go home. I'm all blazed and shit. I come home. I go to my downstairs bathroom. I'm taking a piss, and my sister knocks on the door and shit. And then I'm like, cause she never does. When I'm taking a piss, people don't fucking knock on the door and shit. They don't. They usually don't do that shit. And I thought it was weird. I was like, what the fuck? I'm taking a piss. Why you knocking on the door and shit? And she's like, hey Frank, um, Uncle Beto got hit by a car and they found him unconscious. I was like, oh shit. She tells me that through the door. I'm like, fuck, dude. Dude, I was devastated, dude. I was like, fuck, no, dude. Like, how could this shit be happening to me, dude? I was having such a good day. I just got so blazed, and you're hitting me with this, like, fuck. It just fucked my whole day up, dude. So we go with him. We go with uh, my mom and dad and my sister. We get in the car and we go to the fucking hospital, right? And I go and I see my uncle, right? And keep in mind, dude, I'm blazed out of my fucking mind, dude. I'm very young. This was a long time ago. This was when I was like 21 or 20. I don't remember, either 20 or 21. But yeah, I think I was 20. I was 20. So it's 12 years ago. Okay, 12 years ago, I was a lot mentally weaker than I am now. Like straight up. Like I was mentally stronger in some things, but overall, I was mentally weaker, and I couldn't handle shit. So I go to see him, and he's all fucked up. He tried to cross the road real quick before a car was coming, and the car just ended up T-boning him, and like he flew off the bike like 10 feet in the air, you know. So he just darts in front of a fucking car on his bike. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't. I don't remember. Oh, his truck like wouldn't start or something. His truck got all fucked up. He had a truck for the longest time, but his truck got all fucked up for whatever reason. And like I would take him places a lot of times, but a lot of times I was working, so I couldn't. Like I could take him places, but And on days I was working and shit, or if I was blazing with my friends and stuff, I wasn't gonna like stop everything I'm doing to pick him up. But I would give him a ride places at least like once a week, because I had my car back then. And he was just going to the HEB, and the HEB is like right outside of his neighborhood. So it wasn't like he was going like super far. I mean, it wasn't super close either, but it wasn't really far. Just right outside of his neighborhood, but his neighborhood was a big ass neighborhood. Um, anyways, so he tries to dart in front of this fucking like well, I think it's a Grand Marquis. I think it's a Mercury Grand Marquis, like an old Mercury Grand Marquis, and it fucking knocked my uncle off. It's a big body. You know what I'm saying? It knocked him off his fucking bike and knocked him the fuck out. And so I go to the hospital, University Hospital, right, with my family, and I wanted to be the first person to see him. So I go in, and he's in the fucking trauma unit, right? He's in the trauma unit, and shit, it's a trauma unit, you know what I'm saying? For me, it's fucking traumatic, you know what I'm saying? So I never really seen nothing like that before, you know? So I go into the fucking trauma unit, and I see my uncle. He's all fucked up. His face is all fucked up. He's in a neck brace. He's bleeding and shit, but he's coherent, and he's talking to me, right? And shortly after I see him, I'm talking to him. He's coherent. A like a airlift team comes in, right? And they have a girl on the stretcher. An airlift team comes in. They have a little 4-year-old girl on a stretcher, and the airlift team briefs like the surgeons or whatever, like as what happened, and they're saying, this little girl was jumping on the bed. She jumped super fucking high and fell off and snapped her neck, and she's got fractures in her, like I want to say he said like the third and fourth vertebra, and also I think a fracture to her cranium, laceration to the head, and fractured the cranium, if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly, but it was like pretty fucking intense, dude. Like he was like listing all the things that happened to her, and she just from jumping on the bed, like her shit was, she was like paralyzed. She was on a fucking like stretcher thing, and she like wasn't moving at all. This girl was like paralyzed, dude. Like you could tell like she was like out of there. Like it was a little 4-year-old girl. So that was hard enough for me to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not used to it. I'm not used to that shit. I'm blazed. Nobody wants to see a little kid get hurt, dude. Nobody wants to see that shit. So that shit was fucking with me. I've seen my uncle all fucked up, and next thing I know, dude, I don't know why the fuck this happened, but it just did. Random. I just fucking fainted. I was just too high, dude. It was just too much. It was just too much for me. My little brain couldn't handle it. And I just fucking fainted, dude. I fainted on the hospital floor, and they fucking, man, I fainted. I fell boom hard on the floor, and when I woke up, I didn't know where the fuck I was. I didn't know where I was, and the nurse grabbed me and she said, "Hey, you're in the hospital." She's like, "You fainted." I was like, okay. Like when she told me, then I remembered where it was. I was like, oh, okay, thank you, And I was like, I'm good. I was like trying to tell him like, okay, yeah, I fainted. I'm good. Thanks. They're like, no. You're a patient now. You're coming with us. I was like, fuck. So they put me on they put me on the bed in the trauma unit. Like I didn't need to be in a fucking trauma unit. Just because I happened to faint there, they put me in there. They put me like 2 beds away from my uncle and 1 bed away from the 4-year-old girl who was jumping on the bed. They fucking cut open my shirt. I could have taken off my shirt easily. They cut it open, and I start sweating and stuff. But that's what happens when you faint. If you faint and you wake up from fainting, like you'll start sweating and shit. They go, oh, he's turning diaphoretic. He's turning diaphoretic. Look it up. I don't know. Look it up. And I was getting pale and sweating, but it was just because I had fainted. And they cut open my shirt. It's like a $50 t-shirt, but whatever. And they're asking me like, did you take anything? What's going on? Why would you just fall on the floor like that? And I said, no, it's nothing like that. Nothing like that. I saw my uncle. That's my uncle in the last bed. I saw him. It just freaked me out seeing him like that, and I fainted. There's nothing else going on here besides that. I said, well, we think that you hit your head when you fell, and I think you hit your head hard, but I didn't. I don't feel like I did. I feel like when they saw me, my head may have been touching the floor, but I felt like on my shoulder because my head didn't hurt at all. So they put me in a fucking bitch ass neck brace, and I had to stay at the hospital for like 6 hours and shit, just fucking waiting for them to release me, right? They finally released me. Then, like 2 weeks later, my uncle gets released, right? And my uncle, he ends up being okay, but he had like a hemorrhage in his brain, and he had like, you know, he got roughed up pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? Most important part, right, is that he left the hospital with a fat script of Norcos, right? The 10/325s. The same pills that I would end up falling in love with, and that like led to my addiction over there, right? So, you know, my uncle comes and lives with me at my house for a little bit, and he's in his neck brace. And, you know, we're kind of taking care of him and feeding him and shit. And, you know, whenever I get home from work, I always tell him to come outside, and I smoke like loud ass dank with him and shit. And, you know, he could go on like coughing attacks and stuff because he wasn't used to fucking smoking dank like that. But he said it would help him with his pain, you know. He said, he was like, yeah, you know, when I smoke that strong ass dank with you, you know, it takes all the fucking pain away. And I believe him, you know. I believe that shit. So it would help him, you know. Except for when he would go on coughing attacks. That shit was like crazy. Like he would go on crazy coughing attacks. Like he would cough for like 10 minutes straight, dude. Just coughing. Like, I don't see how that could have been good for him, but he insisted. So I was like, I got you. But so like, yeah, he was like recovering at my house, but he was getting, you know, scripts of Narcos. He would get them for like years after that accident, right? So like the first like 6 months that he was getting them, I didn't even really pay. I was busy smoking and shit. I wasn't paying attention to it, right? Then, you know, one day I was like bored, so I asked him to give me a couple. You know, just I had taken them before, but I didn't really. I liked them, but I didn't love them. You know, and then as I started asking him for them more, I started getting slowly but surely addicted to them, right? You know, first I would just take like one yellow narco, then two, then I went up to three, you know what I'm saying? I was just gradually going up and up and up, you know? And, you know, that's kind of what led me into my addiction, you know? The first time I really fell in love with them was like, I want to say my uncle's accident happened like in the summer, like in July. So like, actually, I think it happened like in June or something. So like 6 months later, he was already okay. He had recovered enough to where he could travel, right? But he was still having some pain, so he would get pain pills. And you know, I remember the first time that I really started to, when I really started to ask him for pill. Well, okay, let me explain. I remember the first time that I really started to like the pills, right? And then I started to ask him, after this, I started to ask him for more and more. Like, we went to church one time in Laredo, Texas for Christmas. We went to, like, I don't know if it was midnight mass or something like that, or the Christmas Eve mass or something like that. And my uncle gave me, like, 2 or 3 Narcos before. And I popped them because I think we had like ran out of weed or something, and I was like, because he brought down some swag or something. He brought down some swag with him, and I was bored, so I asked him to give me some pills, and we went to church. And then I was sitting down at church, and they asked me to stand up, and like when I stood up, I fucking felt the pills. Like I never felt them like that before. You know, I kind of felt them in the past, but this was the first time like I really fucking like enjoyed them. Like I stood up in the pew and I felt like the best feeling of my life. Like I never felt a feeling like that ever again in my life. Like that's how good it was. Like it was like insane, you know? Literally. It was like I don't even, and I pretty much like chased that feeling ever since, more or less, you know? I mean, yeah, there were a few times I came close to it, but like, yeah. I could still remember it, dude. And that was probably like 10 years ago or something. Yeah. Yeah, it was like 10 years ago. Excuse me, guys. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. So that was like the beginning of the end. From that moment on is when I started asking him for more and more frequently, and then I started building up my tolerance from 2 to 3, and then from 3 to 4, and then I just, I started buying them from other people. At first, I would just get them for free from my uncle. I wouldn't pay for them because he would get so many scripts, and he only take them sometimes. He would only take them when his pain was at his worst. He would mostly try to just smoke his pain away with the bud, but if he couldn't, he would take a narco or two. But so he would get his next script before he would run out of his other script. So he had a lot of them. But eventually, I kept begging for him so much that the only ones he had was like the ones that he would get prescribed for that month. So like all the ones that he had saved up, he ran out of those because he ended up giving them to me eventually, and he was just barely getting and the doctor started cutting him down too. They started cutting him down to 90 and shit like that, so he couldn't really hook me up as much as he used to, and I just started buying them from other people, right? But so that was kind of how I got hooked on the opioids, you know what I'm saying, on the Norcos, and then I ended up transitioning into heroin later because like the pills were so hard to find and they were getting so fucking expensive. So I would go over to my uncle's every day after work, and he would, we would just chill and blaze and watch fucking Dragon Ball Z and shit. And one time when I went over there, he told me a story, right?